Welcome back to more Pokemon White 2. So last time, we took down Team Plaza in Burbank City and Castilla Sewers, but yeah, they're still at large, that was the problem, so yeah, Bolt is trying to track them down. And yeah, this time, yeah, we talked about a few of the new Pokemon in Rattata and Zubat, and we're talking about quite a few more today, so yeah. Anyway, I was thinking about the Repel situation. Let's buy a few more. Let's buy 15 for what we're about to do, so yeah. Because yeah, I think it's time to add another team member today. Or a team of 4, which that's a bit interesting. Anyway, let's get on our bike. Let's go down to the sewers. Again, that seems pretty bad for our money situation, but let's just say I do know that there's a certain item in this area, or this city I should be saying, that will help us out, so yeah. Speaking of helping us out, Etonia is close to Evolution and Lilliputta's land, so yeah, we'll see if we can get there. Let's go ahead and yeah, let's go to the Relic Passage first. And talk about the Pokemon there. And yeah, we got a hard skill over there too, so that's good. No more Pokemon there, interesting. So we're here now. We also got hidden items to worry about too, and there's a couple of trainers. So yeah. So one Pokemon I wasn't able to talk about in the sewers was Grimer. So Grimer, not an amazing Pokemon. It does suffer from one kind of bad downside. We got this first here. The sewer in this Relic Passage. Is it really simple coincidence that they exist so close to each other? Interesting, maybe. I mean, they're both new areas in this game, so maybe that's the coincidence. But anyway. So yeah, Grimer, it suffers from the fact that yeah, it doesn't get like a very good physical poison type move until level 49 or with the Mewtwo does in Gunk Shot. Poison Jab is off the table completely because you don't get until post game. So yeah, you're basically gonna be relying on weak special attacks from its weakest special attack stat, although such form is definitely not bad. It's just that again, it really wishes that yeah, it had I really wish that I could use, you know, Poison Jab instead, obviously. Its coverage is not bad against the punches, but again, they're not the strongest coverages in the world, especially for a Pokemon that isn't, you know, made primarily for attacking is the problem, so yeah. So again, yeah, it could be fun to use it to like Ice Punch a Dragon type, but yeah, I mean there's gonna be a lot better options that can do that, so yeah. But yeah, Muck is an interesting Pokemon, again, it also takes forever to evolve too, that's also a big issue too. Level 38, you got a Pokemon that's alright, but yeah, not a big game changer though, especially with, you know, very fierce poison type competition. We did talk about Crobat being a very good answer to Flying types, it's a lot better answer than Muck over here, so yeah. Man, the thing about it is that it has 105 HP, attack, and special defense, and it's quite certain with these 3, then it's obviously not really matter. I'm only saying 5 because the defense I should be saying is a blunt and only 65 special attack. Yeah, the thing about it is that yeah, it has a high special defense, which is interesting. You also have Magna Bomb, not an amazing move because it's special, but hey, I'll take the fact that it is a lot stronger base power than tackles, so yeah. So there we go. Bad. No, there must be a reason why. Oh, when did I lose? Seems like you lost support. So yeah, also yeah, it does get some interesting echoes too, but again, those are also ultimates, so yeah, you can't have it any good way. We have a hard stuff, very good for one particular Pokemon in this place. It's a rock type, so it's definitely gonna like that. And well, here it is, rock roll up. Anyway, let's talk about Grimer again, like I said, or Muck I should be saying. Again, it does have that high social defense, but low physical defense. It doesn't add damage to try and counter that, and I think that's the main thing you should be trying to do, but again, yeah. That's great. Rock Blast. At least only hit 2 times. But if you miss again, which you don't, that's good. Yeah, that could have been bad. Yeah, Aurora's no slouch. Definitely gonna be talking about why that is a bit. At least I can use a push to get back to a decent amount of health, so yeah. Yeah, I probably want to start thinking about those drinks from the vending machines because yeah, those are gonna definitely help with our money situation. But anyway, another rock and roller. These are only like Learn Rock type moves, so again, I probably shouldn't be firing them. I should be using Magnemite instead. Again, I really want that evolution. So yeah, yep. At least I went for headbutt this time. Anyway, so yeah, I've been talking way too much about Muck again. I don't hate Mark. Like, yeah, before without the physical such bit, it does a social threat level up, which is actually really nice, I think. I can't actually remember that was the case, but again, if it's the only poison type, I'll use it for that, right? So yeah. But nowadays, yeah, even though again, it does have some funny coverage moves, again, it's just like, yeah, poison type competition, I feel like it's very strong, and yeah, it doesn't stand out, especially with the fact that, yeah, it suffers from, not getting very good moves for its type. At least with, coughing. It's actually good with Sludge Bomb, which I think it learns via level up. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah. And then, of course, its actual coverages I think are a bit better too, the higher beast power, so yeah. And then we also got another, we also got some more poison types to come this one. I mean, just talk about Crobat being much better against fire types too, so yeah. So again, yeah, probably one of the first Pokemon was seeing that I would outright disrecommend, alongside like Purloin, to be honest. Again, you can use it though. If you like Muck, go ahead, use it. And yeah, probably make use of Acid Armor. Again, like I said, yeah, it's gonna be a bit rough. It's gonna be a bit of a rough road for you, I must admit. So yeah, if you do try to use it. But anyway, now we talked about that, let's get a bit of a move on here. I think we talk about Rockarola. So Rockarola is a pure rock type Pokemon, and always study for its ability. I think that's another thing too about Muck as well. None of its abilities are that amazing for its role, Stench and Sticky Hold, so yeah. So that's also a bit of a bummer too. Anyway, let's actually talk about, a good Pokemon, Rockarola. We just left out. So Rockarola, the main thing you need to be wary of is that Rockarola is a trait evolution, so that means that, yeah, if you can't do that, then you're gonna be stuck with Bulldog, and Bulldog's not that great. Gigalith, though, is a lot better, and yeah, the cool thing about being a trait evolution is that, yeah, you can get it as soon or as late as you wish, so that's nice. You know what you gotta say? The fact that you're here means that you're also part of the sewer. Alright then, I'll serve you too. Okay then. So yeah, let's actually talk about Rockarola lines. So yeah, one cool thing is that, yeah, it does learn all the rock type music it ever asked for. Rock Blast, Rock Slide are not a bad level, and then even Stonish too if you demand extra power. It's just that, yeah, outside that doesn't really get much, but there are definitely some interesting moves here and there, like Iron Defense to boost your defense, and even Sandstorm to boost your social defense, temporarily, as long as the level's up, so yeah. So that's interesting. Yeah, I think the thing that, makes Gigalith so great are its stats, I must admit. Like, yeah, 135 attack and 130 defense, yeah. Not much Pokemon can beat that when it comes to, physical prowess, and then 85 HP and 70 defense complement quite well. Only 25 speed though. But hey, that does mean it's pretty good in Trick Room. I think outside of that though, it gets alright coverage moves. I think the main issue though is that, no Earthquake. And yeah, Super has an okay coverage move too, but yeah. Earthquake's the one it really wants, unfortunately that's kind of locked out. Oh, where am I? Who are you? You're gonna be using a weaker ground type move instead, but that's okay. Again though, I think the physical prowess though more than makes up for that until you do get Earthquake, and once you do, yeah, quite the difficult Pokemon to take out. And also it has that nice study ability, so it's guaranteed to do something. And even learns Explosion too. So yeah, you can even self-stealth rock with the you can even self a stealth rock with the study too. But you might prefer using a slightly faster Pokemon to do that with. But hey, Gigalith can definitely do it if you so wish, especially in the face of a physical attacker. Anyway, here's a Woobat. I think, yeah, we'll talk about Woobat next, but yeah, again, I'm quite positive Gigalith, and yeah, another cool thing about it is that you can get a Gigalith later without needing to trade, so that's interesting. But anyway, so yeah, I can definitely recommend it. Also, yeah, it's cool that it's a pure rock type, doesn't have any time weaknesses to worry about. Just that, yeah, you still need to be careful of those grass and water types though. They're still going to give you a lot of problems because they're still going to hit your weakest source defense. But again, yeah, Gigalith though, yeah, could definitely shrug him off if you're well trained. So yeah. But anyway, now let's talk about Woobat, who we just took out. So Woobat, Psychic Flying type Pokemon, none of its abilities are good is the problem. Because Unaware is better in competitive battles, so you're gonna see more set moves. Also, I just feel like, that ability is way better. I mean, that Pokemon's way better than something that's bulky, which Woobat isn't. It's the waving Weaving walk, or walk for sure. I wonder what kind of Pokemon we play. Oh, we're talking about a lot of different Pokemon today, so yeah, but anyway. So let's talk about those abilities again. I know I don't really like, and Klutz literally does nothing. It makes that Hell Dimes have no effect, except for ones that don't affect battles, like actual battling. Yeah, there's a bit of a problem. This Herdia is one level higher, and yeah, Herdia is a strong Pokemon. It could theoretically knock us out with a takedown, so I'm gonna be a bit careful. So yeah, let's go to Magnemite here, and let's give it the Slight Boons. Magnemite's definitely getting wear down a bit, so yeah. But of course, yeah, we can keep covering those Sonic Booms, and it's not working up. Yeah, I definitely don't want to switch back into Antonio when it's working up like that, so yeah. I think when they're paralyzing it might have been smart. Here's again, this is gonna hurt. But yeah, let's go for the Thunder Shot now, and we knock it out good. So we only needed those two. So we get quite a lot of experience, and Antonia does get to level 20, awesome. They've all got good abilities, don't they? So here we go. We now have a Swatoon now, so yeah, Antonia can take a little bit of a rest while we let the others catch up. One of them Protect. Protect is a good move, but I kind of want to keep Tackle or something, so yeah, even though I technically don't need her. Return might actually be quite strong because again, we've been walking around quite a bit, so yeah. I do think that the evolution might not be far off, so yeah. Anyway, Grateful, that's really nice. Alright. And a Dust Cloud. We get a Yellow Shot. Those Dust Clouds are going to be important later, shall we say, so yeah. Anyway. Say let's talk a bit more about it. Yeah, I don't like the fact that it's Klutz. Any Pokemon Klutz is just a pain because, yeah, you could get, like, the best nature, the best IVs, but then if it has Klutz, well, bye-bye. That's just the annoying thing about it, so yeah. Anyway, as a Pokemon though, Woobat is an interesting fella. He's not the strongest in the world, because yeah, he just doesn't hit super hard, which I feel like is kind of an issue. He needs to Surf first. Luckily though, he does learn Surf moves like Calm Mind via level up, which is important because again, Calm Mind is only a post-game TM, so the other thing is not locked out that. And it also learns Air Slash and Psychic too. It also learns some physical moves to annoy the opponent with too, like Heart Snap, but it's using its much weaker 57 attack. So yeah, I'd rather use that 77 social attack, even if that's the highest either. I mean, the game plan with Subat, to be fair, yeah, Subat is actually an interesting Pokemon, despite the fact that it starts off kind of weak with its social attack. The idea is that it has 140 speed, so use a Calm Mind, and now set up, and then yeah, you can do a bit more damage. I'll also outspeed your opponent, and then you can also annoy them with some punches from Air Slash. It's just that, yeah, again, it doesn't have the best bulk in the world. You're mainly going to be taking advantage of, what you really want to do is you want to take advantage of, types it resists, and then hoping they can't really hurt you, because again, only 67 HP and 55 defenses. That's not great. So, yeah. But hey. As a Pokemon though, I normally don't use it because I normally like to make my flying type Pokemon fly Pokemon. That is not something I recommend with Subat. You want to use all those moves. You want Calm Mind, you want Psychic, you want Air Slash, and then probably Heat Wave to round things up because Heat Wave takes care of those pesky Steel types. But there's also other moves. It gets tons of different moves. Like yeah, if you want to be less passive while setting up, there's even Charge Beam, for example, and there's even moves like Energy Ball too, while you're waiting on Heat Wave. So yeah. Anyway, let's see these medals. Moderate customer. Yeah, I did buy a lot, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I did just heal up, didn't I? So yeah. Alright, let's look at our Pokemon list again. So yeah, alright. I'm pretty happy with this. So yeah, I probably don't need to Patrat that much short. because they're not going to be using Cut for a while, and then by that point, a much better Pokemon to use HM moves. But anyway, alright. I believe we're now going to be starting to set things up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the game. And then, I'm going to be talking about the Pokemon while, we're trying to catch our next team member. Because, this requires a bit of stuff. And you probably want to buy a lot of repels. So, yeah, you can probably guess a lot of this if you're familiar with this game already. And, we're also going to be talking about Lost as well. But anyway. So, okay, we're close to level up, but I'm not going to take it, I think. We are plenty of trainers, and we already got Antonia as a slot boon now. That was the main thing I want to do with those trainers. And we still got the sewers, we still got the Steel City itself, so I think we got plenty of time before the gym to prep ourselves. Anyway. So what I want to do here is I want to, go into the Red Passage. I want to save my game, which you can only do on this menu, by the way. And then, we're gonna be hunting down those dust clouds. We're trying to catch a Pokemon on them. So, normally they give a lot of shards. Shards give you muted moves, so it's also kind of nice. But again, I really, really need those while Pokemon appear. So, and again, I think that's everything. That's so. Again, you do need a Sut. Without it, it's a bit too weak. Unfortunately, it doesn't get Nasty Plot. That probably would be the better buffy move, but I think there's a reason I did not give they did not give a Nasty Plot, let's just say, so But anyway, so what I'm gonna do is, well, this is the reason why I save, because if we don't, we're gonna run out of money because we need repels for what we're about to do, so Alright, let's get to it. So let's put repel, and let's cycle around. So it might be a little bit stop and go, but that's okay. Because again, I want to just make sure I got the info correct. So I think that's everything I want to say about Subat. A very interesting, but also I'm not high enough level, so we're going to need to knock up this guy then, because otherwise our repel trick is going to work. So anyway, I should have known that getting to level 19 was important, but oh well. So you get your Sturdy, once again a very good ability, and you're gonna annoy mud stuff, I see. So again, So again, Pokemon I want to try, because again, that coverage sounds really interesting, and also starting with Carmine, then go for the Sleep of that. Not a bad game, but I just say I kind of prefer Pokemon that are already immediately strong, and again, you can't use Fly that well, so, and you need all those move slots. But it's an like I say, he's an interesting, but I wouldn't mind trying him out one day, so Anyway, before we move on, let's start talking about the next Pokemon. Timber. I think we found the Timber earlier, didn't we? So, Timber is a very interesting Pokemon. Can't wait to talk about him. Once again, a trade, which is a bit of an issue because, not everyone's going to have access to that. But if you are able to, oh boy, Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr, I'm just going to tell you the stats. It has 140 attack. I think that's what you need to know, right? And its other stats aren't even bad either. It has 105 HP, 95 defense, only 45 speed, and 65 social defense. But we can remedy that with some moveset. So so the thing that makes this Pokemon stand out is its coverage. It learns a rock type moves to level up. That's interesting, and actually very useful. It gets rock type and stone to level up. Very convenient. Would be better in older generations with those with TM moves, but hey, it is what it is. So it is what it is. But hey, I much prefer either having those TMs obviously being reusable, makes things a bit more easier obviously. So but anyway, a bit off track there. Let's get back to it. Its fire type moves are okay via level up. It's just that the ones that have drawbacks, like Hammer Arm lowering speed, Dynamic Punching at 50% accuracy, Focus Punch being Focus Punch, and Superpower lowering your attack. So there's a Dust Cloud finally, so that's good. And we found an Onyx. Is this the Pokemon I want? No. Anyway, I'm sorry to shatter your hopes and dreams, Onyx fans. So but it isn't. I should mention Onyx too. You can also find them in the you can also find Onyx as a random mod encounter. It's just that he's a bit more active in the Dust Clouds. because I think he's only a 5% encounter with I think he's only a 5% encounter if you're walking around. Dust Clouds, he's a bit more common. But there's another Pokemon that we're trying to get that's a lot more common than that. So yeah, that's who I'm hoping we find. Anyway. And yeah, here he is. But anyway, let's go back to talking about Timber. So again, yeah, very high attack stat, decent fire moves and decent rock moves, and then also, yeah, its coverage is also amazing too. It actually does make use of the punches because it has a massive attack stat, so yeah. And there's a bit more to it than that as well, so yeah. Let's just say, let's go for the tackle, and yeah, I want to make sure that Antonio doesn't get knocked out, obviously, so yeah. Because yeah, then we lose happiness, obviously. Yeah, when we're trying to catch this thing, that could be a bit of a problem, so yeah. Alright. Let's go for the balls now. Let's go with a Great Ball. Alright, back to it. So yeah. So again, you got those punches, and yeah, it's pretty good at using those punches. This thing's definitely a lot better at using, you know, those ice punches and thunder punches compared to mud. So yeah. And yeah, it gets better. I mean, talked about the abilities, but yeah, the number one you want is Guts, because you can actually get the Flame and Toxorbs in this game. Something that's not normally very easy to do, so yeah. And then yeah, you get Guts for the massive attack boost. And then Drain Punch is also a Mewtwo move in this game too. Then it's over, by swinging its body, you can dig straight through the ground at a speed of 30 miles per hour. You're quite the fast digger, aren't you? But anyway. How are we doing repels now? Because that's the important thing here. 28, so you still got a decent amount left. So yeah. Basically, every time I catch a Droba, I want to check how many repels we have, because I want to be a bit more frugal, I guess. But anyway. The idea is that, yeah, with Drain Punch, you could heal off all the damage you take from, you know, taking damage and also your Toxic and Flame Orb. Flame Orb is obviously more recommended because Toxorb will do more and more damage each turn. You want the Flame Orb instead. Because Guts still works even if you have a burn, so yeah. So that's awesome. So yeah. Yeah, the idea is that, yeah, you just keep healing off the damage while you do massive damage to your Drain Punches. That's awesome. And yeah, definitely a moveset I wouldn't mind trying one day with Conkeldurr. That's definitely sounds like a lot of fun, shall we say, so yeah. Probably the best Guts Pokemon in my mind because of that Drain Punch access, so yeah, in my opinion. So yeah, highly recommend that one. If you want a strong Fire type, and you don't mind it being on the slow side, yeah, I don't think you can get much better than Conkeldurr, so yeah. Alright, with that done, let's talk about Onyx. So yeah, Onyx is a strange Pokemon. Very low attack stat, like a lot of people will tell you. But yeah, it tries to make up for that with its very strange, it tries to make up for that because again, it has kind of a strange stat spread. Let's talk about that first. So again, only 45 attack, but it does have 160 defense and 70 speed. Its two best stats. Too bad, again, its the HP is bad and its slash defense is bad, so yeah. But luckily it does have steady, so you can expect it to survive for a little bit longer, so yeah, in this game compared to previous games. So I think the idea is that, yeah, again, you're good against physical attacks, especially in the early game, where, yeah, although we're definitely getting at the point where, yeah, we're not just fighting normal types all the time, which is a bit of a problem for Mr. Onyx, so yeah. There's definitely going to be a lot more physical attack, there's more coverage that he doesn't like, so yeah. So that's definitely something we need to be afraid of. Yeah, I think the idea is that, yeah, Onyx kind of annoys the opponent. It does get Stealth Rock, which I think is one very good use of its 70 speed. But other than that, yeah, you're kind of just trying to either wall the opponent for a while, and then debilitate them with stuff like Rock Tomb, and maybe I'll track it properly later on. Yeah. It has a lot of weird moves, that's the thing, sure, but yeah. It also obviously... Oh, they're gonna get knocked down on me. Nope. Hang on. Alright, let's get out of here. Because yeah, I definitely don't want to faint, so yeah. So we caught two. Yeah, about to catch two of them, so that's good. Yeah, and each one was kind of hurt. I do want that this one actually has good attack. because yeah, he's not doing too bad damage, so yeah. Anyway, again, yeah, you could try using the Eviolite with Onyx, which will really jack up the defense, but again, that low HP is just gonna catch up to you, so yeah, is the problem. So yeah, a weird Pokemon, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend using it, especially because yeah, it just doesn't hit hard enough. The opponent's probably gonna take advantage of that and just, you know, set up on you, and then break past the rest of your team. Unless, yeah, you are able to get all those debilitating stuff up with Onyx first, so yeah. But Cut or Steady can definitely help with that. But yeah, I think what you mainly want to do is you really want to evolve it into Steelix. Like, yeah, the Eviolite thing is funny, but it's more of a Lillipup thing. So yeah. So again, try to get Steelix if you can. But again, it's another trade evolution. A lot of trade evolutions in this place apparently, so yeah. So yeah, let's go back. I think, yeah, but let's make sure the Repel wears off first. Because again, wait, I want to save them. There we go. And we still got Repels left, so I don't need to reload the save yet, so that's good. Alright, so yeah. So now let's actually talk about Steelix. So while Onyx, you know, has actual kind of good speed at 70, it's still not amazing, that's the problem. Steelix though decides to try and refine its build. Now it has a Steel type instead of the Rock type. That's way better. Rock Ground is better offensively, so it's kind of like the Onyx does that, but hey. Steel Ground though, very good, because Steel has many resistors, so yeah, Steel is always going to take very good advantage of that. And then yeah, it boosts the offense even more, it lowers the speed, but now it has actually good HP at 75, and a decent special defense at 65, it's better than at least Onyx's. It's just that yeah, it does seem that Water and Fire special moves need to be a bit careful. I think the problem with Steelix in my mind is that even though it does get some decent moves, it only has 85 attack. There are definitely other tanks that do a lot more damage when compared to it, so yeah. Alright, what other droppers we got? That last one seemed pretty good in my opinion, but we shall see. So we got a Bashful and a Hardy one. Hey, neutral natures, I think. The first one actually has more attack, so that's interesting, and speed is actually pretty good too. So yeah, I probably don't need to reload. This Drova I think is just fine, but we still got Repels left, so yeah. I mean, we could take them along. It's not a trap, because yeah, it's nice to have another Pokemon that can weaken things. I don't need to risk Antonia's life, so yeah. So there we go. I can also save again maybe, but again, and this is for the maximum repel efficiency, basically, so yeah. Anyway. So back to, yeah, talking about Steelix again. So yeah, again, you get some pretty good moves, I must admit. You can keep the Rock-type moves for coverage if you want. Might not be such a bad idea. It remembers the Fangs. It gets Iron Tail, but if you don't like 75% accuracy, there's even Iron Head as a move to your move now. So yeah. But of course you got Steady too, just in case you want to survive an attack on a pinch. So yeah, and there's even Jarable as a TM move, something that yeah, you probably want to remember, considering that yeah, it does have a loose speed stat, so yeah. And the move twos aren't terrible, it's just that yeah, again, it's mainly coming here for Iron Head, so yeah. So again, it's solid. Not my favorite tank to use, but I think it does have an edge over some tanks because of I think it has an edge over some tanks because of the Steel type. Like, yeah, Gigalith is cool and all. Gigalith is obviously, you know, I think a lot better, but again, it doesn't have the Steel type though, and Steel is very good at this point, so it still resists Dark and Ghost, obviously, so yeah, I think that's where, you know, Steelix really shines, but again, it's definitely a pure ball, that's a dang sure. If you want something that can obviously take a hit and dish it back out, you're probably better off looking elsewhere, but for this game it's not bad. I think it's better in all the titles where yeah, Pokemon aren't as strong, so yeah, it could probably stick around for a lot longer, and that Steel type just gets even better because of that, so yeah. Anyway, we got the repels back, we got my bike back, alright. Let's sort out the Pokemon we're trying to catch now, Trilda, so yeah. Yeah, I think it's been before that, I should have mentioned another thing about Steelix too. I think it's been a long time since I used a Steelix. I think I used it in Heart Gold. It's a Pokemon I wouldn't mind trying using again, re-examining with a modern mindset, I guess, is again, I do think there's some potential with that. You know, massive defense, 200 obviously, and the steel type. Again, I think it sounds pretty good in hard gold, because you know, you don't fight the strongest trainers in the world in that game, so yeah. Regular trainers at least, bosses are still going to be a bit of a pain, but anyway. You're getting a bit off topic, let's talk about Droba. So Droba has 2 abilities that work in the sand. That means that, yeah, for the purposes of my playthrough, obviously don't need to worry about that. Purposes of my playthrough, I probably don't need to worry about that, but if you do have a sand setter though, yeah, you definitely want Sand Rush, because Sand Balls is a bit situational. It only boosts the power of ground, rock, and steel type moves. Sand Rush gives you a speed boost, and yeah, that's even better because like you can outspeed most things, and extra already hits very hard to begin with, so yeah. So that's nice. I do feel bad about doing this to Droba, because if this is the Droba I want to use, then yeah, he's gonna get a bit of... He's not gonna have the happiest time in the world, that's okay. Anyway, yeah, I'll lower the accuracy by 1, and then I'll see how we go with, like... I mean, you don't actually have very good moves, I must admit. I mean, yeah, we do have Miracle. For some reason I thought we did have Miracle. But yeah, you do hit quite badly, and you get 2 crits too. I mean, this unfortunately, but yeah, at least its accuracy is down by 1. And yeah, I feel bad letting Droba go down there. I probably do a better job, but yeah, I guess this Droba's higher level, right? So yeah. But anyway, so yeah, again, I do think that Summers is bad, but I can definitely see Sand Force sometimes being good in a regular playthrough. But again, you need Sand is the problem. That's like the only bad thing I have to say about this Soccer, because oh my god. I mean, actually, there's definitely another thing about it. Droba doesn't have the best start in the world. Level 19 though, which this one is, it does learn Dig, and that's when things start to get good, because that's actually a very strong ground type move. Before that, it just gets kind of weak moves is the problem, so it's a bit of a slow start, especially in black and white, where you got it at lower levels, so yeah. So it's kind of liability until, you know, level 19. I remember that quite well, because yeah, I definitely used Droba quite a bit in black and white as well. Not much in this game, I think, though. Which is kind of one reason why I want to use in this playthrough, so yeah. There, there's another one. Once again, yeah, let's see how we're doing on, and yeah, Southern didn't take that much damage, so that's good. So yeah, let's see, how many repels? 17. I think we can catch one more Droba, and then that'll be good, so yeah. Hopefully. It's still a bit luck-based though, is the problem, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, other Dig, there's even Home Calls us up, Slash for decent damage, Rock Slide for coverage, which it doesn't even need the TM for, so it gets a little bit earlier in that regard. And then level 33, Earthquake. That's past evolution, so Extra normally learns Earthquake at 36, but you can definitely cancel the evolution, and then get Earthquake 3 levels earlier, which yeah, I'm probably gonna do as well, so yeah. Alright, that's my Extra. The moves after evolves aren't bad either, although yeah, definitely not as good as, you know, getting Earthquake when it does, because yeah, you can even get SD Sword Stance. I think Sword Stance is the reason why Sand Rush is so good. If it's able to set up, then yeah, it's game over. It's game over the opponent, that's a dang short, so yeah. Again, I think, yeah, one more. We're going through those repels kind of quickly is the problem. There's definitely some other interesting moves. It can even set up its own Sandstorm, but yeah, I would recommend using another teammate for that, so you have more moves, more room for like Swords and Earthquake, obviously, so yeah. So there's that. Its TMs aren't bad, not amazing coverages, but hey, you do get Brick Break, Shadow Claw, and Exorcism, not too bad. And then, yeah, Mood Tutors. The main one's Iron Head, which, not needed in this game, it's better in the next game because of fairy types, but not bad though, because again, it's at least a strong, accurate stab move that can hit flying targets, which Earthquake cannot. So I think that's the main reason to have it, so yeah. And then of course the stats, 135 attack, Unit has a decent 110 HP, and with the Steel type, despite the fact that its defense only is 60s, it can actually, you know, take a hit in a pinch, and then, you know, dish damage back out. And it can even switch in too, because again, it does have a decent amount of immunities too, thanks to, you know, electric, poison, and then of course the many resistances that the Steel type offers, so yeah. So again, yeah, sure, yeah, amazing Pokemon. It's hard, it's weird because, yeah, you think it'd be like my automatic favorite ground type Pokemon, but the thing is that, yeah, Crocodile's also in Universe, so yeah, and that gives it some pretty good competition, so yeah. Alright, good. One more, so yeah, exactly what I wanted, although this one's only level 16, so yeah. And it's easier to compare obviously when they're the same level, but we can obviously, you know, do a bit of inference, so yeah. Alright, let's do it. Let's catch this last one, and let's go have a look. And then if none of them are good, well, yeah, that's why you reload. But I think the Bash one will be just fine, because, you know, Edge is already a strong Pokemon as is, and they're kind of annoying to catch, as the Pro does, so yeah. So yeah, let's hope for the first here. Nice, and then credit. That was what I was supposed to trade off. Let's go for the Great Ball. It also means I can save money on Great Balls too, so yeah. Mainly, yeah, I just did the save there because, again, money is kind of an issue. We're trying to catch Churubus, so yeah. I already spent a lot of it, so yeah. That's okay. Anyway. We got another Churubus, so yeah, let's try to get out of here. Oh, I should have taken that. That was another Churubus, that could have been nice, so yeah. I'm never gonna be kicking myself if I don't get a good Churubus now, so yeah. But again, that Bash one's the one that failed, unfortunately. Trying to catch another one. He's not bad, so yeah. You can definitely go with him. And I probably should, because otherwise, yeah, we're gonna be here for all day if I want specifically plus attack or plus speed, so yeah. Anyway. So let's have a look. So yeah, we got 3 of them now. And he was bashful. So yeah, he's gonna be our main comparison because yeah, he was better than the hardy one. So let's see. So we got a mild one and a careful one. So both minus special attack. Oh, this is minus special attack. 43 attack though. That's a lot. Its speed is okay. Yeah, this one has a very good attack IV. Yeah, definitely. Do I want this? I wonder. That's difficult. I mean, the nature's not bad, technically. It's never going to use its special attack. It has a really good attack IV. Again, it's high level, but... the attack is... 7 points higher, isn't it? Yeah, 7 points higher, and it's only 2 levels higher. Its HP is also really good too. I think the only problem is potentially the speed, because again, it's only slightly faster than the level 17 one. So I think the level 17 one is faster. But yeah, you know what? This one just seems really well statted, so let's go with it. Again, the nature's not very good, but you know what? I'm feeling you, female Churubus, so yeah, let's go with that. Alrighty, that's the last fucking relic passage. I think I'm gonna do now... What do I want to do now? Also, it's level 19 as well, so it actually doesn't need experience to catch up, so that's nice. Now I'm back to my touchdown lowest leveled, so yeah. So there we go. Again, this Churubus seems really good in my opinion, despite the fact that, yeah, it doesn't have, you know... The nature is basically a neutral nature. I mean, and the one we're compared to also has a neutral nature, basically, so yeah. So yeah, let's go with this. And hey, who knows, maybe that careful nature will come in clutch one time, we'll see. So yeah. Again, kind of sucks to not, you know, get plus attack or plus speed, but hey, again, I'll take it because again, those stats are good. Again, if it's a bit slow, we can obviously maybe fix that, so yeah. I can definitely smell that, yeah, this Churubus is going to be a good use of the Carpus, so yeah. Anyway. Do we do anything else? Because again, we talked about all the Pokemon Relic Passage, we explored Relic Passage. There's still the Pokemon in another area of the sewers. I like to call it Castilla Park, even though I don't think it's actually called that, so yeah. But you know what, yeah, I think we should end things off now. Now that, yeah, we took a little while to catch our next team out, but yeah, I'm definitely pretty happy with Churubus here, so yeah. Alright. Here are the 4 amigos. we're gonna be going with them. So yeah. And yeah, it does mean that we actually had 2 steel types again. I think steel is just an extremely good type, is the reason why. So yeah, it definitely doesn't hurt to have a lot of them. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I think we're gonna end this part now, like I said, so yeah, this has definitely been quite all over the place part, but that's okay. We do have a new team member though, and that's what's important, so yeah. So again, yeah. Let's end the part that before, yeah, yeah, this is just a terrible ending to this part, I must admit, but anyway. So we explored, we talked about all the Pokemon Relic Passage, we finished talking about the Pokemon in the Castilla sewers. And yeah, next time, yeah, we're going to be talking about more wild Pokemon, because there's another area in Cashdom, and there's a very popular fan favorite there that I can't wait to talk about. And then, yeah, we're also going to be exploring Castilla City, because yeah, we got a new team member. She definitely wants a bit of help, so yeah, and I also want to help my money situation too. So yeah, a lot to look forward to in the next parts. Now that, yeah, the burden of catching this Strawber has been lifted, so yeah. Same, right? Of course, Strawber's also going to be a nickname, we'll see when that happens. Maybe it'll happen alongside Magnemite, we shall see. Anyway, so yeah. Next time, yeah, like I said, let's explore more Castilla City with our new team members. So yeah, look forward to that, and I'll see you guys again for that.